Hey guys, today we're going to talk about lawsuits. I'm going to try and answer some of your questions, but I need to let you know that TikTok is on my tail, stalking me. The Gestapo has been on my page and taking videos down, silencing them, and you know the drill. Sound violations, let's see, I'm in trouble for copyright infringement. There was no sound. There was no background sound. There was nothing. Apparently, they don't like that I talk about the Constitution. They don't want you to know your rights. Wonder why that is. Wonder who's behind all of this. Okay, well, the way we can get around it is share and like and comment. When you guys commented on that video one day, it made such a dent in our niche and our movement. You don't even know. Telling your story is everything. I read every one of your stories, whether it was in a direct message or in a comment. I read every one of them, and I'm using those to do my research, and I'm trying to help you, but you have to interact with the videos to create a community, and I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. First, let's talk about lawsuits. The lawsuits that you can use to come against the people who have abducted your children, there are many different ones, maybe 5 main ones, and it depends on your state, it depends on your situation, it depends on a lot of things. So what I did was I went over several of them, and I found one that I liked the best that I could share with you. It's up to you to find out what you need for your particular situation, and you can do it. I did it, and if you want to know how, you can read my book. Okay, now the one that I like the best, okay, you need to write this information down, friends. This is huge. This is from the Department of Justice. Deprivation of rights under the color of law. The summary of it is, and you can find this on, there's so many articles and books written on this. You can find this everywhere. Just Google it, but I'm just going to use this because this is a good summary. This is from a .gov website. Section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for a person acting under the color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States. For the purpose of Section 242, acts under color of law include acts not only done by federal, state, or local officials within their lawful authority, but also acts done beyond the bounds of that official's lawful authority. If the acts are done while the official is purporting to or pretending to act in the performance of his or her official duties. Persons acting under color of law within the meaning of this statute include police officers, prison guards, law enforcement officials, judges, care providers in public health facilities, and others who are acting as public officials. It is not necessary that the crime be motivated by animus toward a race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin of the victim. It's not necessary that those violations are race-specific or anything like that. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to a life term or the death penalty, depending upon the circumstances of the crime and the resulting injury, if any. What does that mean? So the person or entity or service or 3-letter agency that took your child, they are acting as a perpetrator of crime under the guise of law, under the color of law, which makes it even more egregious. So now you're going to understand this after I read this next section. Whoever under color of law statute, this is Title 18 USC Section 242 again. Whoever under color of law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States, they shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. And if bodily injury results from the acts committed in violation of this section, or if such acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of a dangerous weapon, explosives, or fire, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or both. And if death results from the acts committed in violation of this section, I guess that would include suicide, huh? Or if such acts, including kidnapping or any attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of years or for life or both, or may be sentenced to. Okay, that is the deprivation of rights under the color of law. If someone took your rights away, the right to your child, constitutional rights, you have to read your Constitution, friends. I can't read it on here, or they'll take it down. Okay, so I have very specific instructions for you at this point in time. You telling your story is everything. Everything. I don't care how many gag orders they put you under. Are you kidding me? It's freedom of speech. You go on here, and in 1 minute, I want you to tell your story just like you told me in the comments. You can do it 1 minute and make it very short, sweet, and to the point. And an act of solidarity with all the other people in this niche who have had their children taken, I would like for you to use a hashtag that has to do with what I think is our ultimate goal, and that is to put a clause in the Constitution that prevents this from ever happening again. And that is the separation of family and state. The state should have no jurisdiction over your children. It is a slippery slope and it is doomed to fail. They have failed terribly, and we are breaking up with them officially. So, separation of family and state, that's what needs to go in a clause in one of those amendments in the Constitution. You know the one I'm talking about. Tell your story. Do it like this. Hi, my name is Miss Renee, and I had my child taken away because of X, Y, and Z, and now I am asking my government to separate family from state. Hashtag separation of family and state. That's what needs to happen, friends. Nothing else will work. We've tried everything else. You can make all the laws under the sun, but they're not going to obey them. It needs to go up to the Constitution. Oh, and by the way, you need to file your, if you're going to do a color of law, it needs to be filed at the federal level. There's a phone number. If you want to call and get the paperwork, I can give it to you. 202-514-3847. Don't tell them your story. Just ask them how you can get the paperwork, okay? You're going to file a complaint against an entity, a person, an organization, a 3 or 4 letter organization that violated your civil rights. Go back to the moment where your rights were taken away without due process, because you can't take anything away from somebody without a trial, without due process. There has to be proof. There has to be evidence that someone was injured at your hands, and that has to be shown in court and proven. If that wasn't done for you, friends, then you didn't do anything, and your kids were kidnapped under the color of law. Go do something about it. Don't waste any time. Do it today. Post your story. Keep it 1 minute. Short, sweet, and to the point. Hashtag separation of family and state. You can do this.